That time of year again. The snow blowers and its operators are covered in snow. Well, it's been a long time no video. Kind of had a heat wave for a little while, and I didn't really feel like working in the heat, so stopped really doing much of anything. I tinkered, made some things better here and there, did some work to the dually, did some work to this thing. So now it needs a rebuild. It's alright, it's coming this winter. Don't you worry. Oh boy. Got a little bit of snow, you know. Anyways. I got the 54 bundled up and put away for the year. I hit kind of a slum there towards the end. Just did not really feel like working on anything. Didn't really feel like filming it either. Had kind of a health concern for a little while. Turns out it was just anxiety attacks from my day job. Never get into management unless you know you can handle it. I can handle it, but the old brain didn't like it. That's the politics, nothing else. Oh, let's get some room in here. Get some lights on. I don't know what I'm going to do today, but whatever it is, it'll be the wrong thing. I gotta clean up in here too. I have reorganized the shop. Oh my god, this thing's a monster. That thing's a sassy old errands. I had to put that rotor bolt to the front on account of this thing adding so much weight to it. It would just kind of come back on you if you weren't careful. So yeah, I did some shop orienting. It doesn't look great, but the Goliath is all the way in here, and with a little positioning and moving stuff like this out of the way, we should be able to get back onto it. Got the 283 bolted back up and thrown into the corner. That's still kind of on my wish list this summer or this winter, is to build it in here, push this rig backwards a little bit, and have a nice little, clean off these cabinets and stuff. It's all that stuff. But as you can see, we really didn't do much to it. We did strip all the paint, started body work on the roof. So the roof was the worst. The worst part here is going to be this door edge, that other door edge, and other than that, it's not too bad. Little bits and bobs here and there. Where we did take paint off and everything else, and of course we're worried about it flash rusting, so we got it sprayed down with Ospo to kind of put it in stasis for the winter. You wouldn't believe, it's probably hard to see, that's lead, which I think is fun. So yeah, we're wearing respirators as we go and sand this stuff down. Still got this portion here to scuff off, just using a wire wheel. Started with sandpaper and on a DA, but really wasn't working that well. I think the two big things I'd like to do with this rig this winter is A, get better shop lights. That's number one. Hold on. B, go ahead and take care of these floorboards. They both got cuts in them. Not really structural. All the structure is kind of see right here. That's more or less your frame. This outer rocker's gone as well. I gotta do that too, but that's about all there is for structure in this car. So these floorboards are gonna be pretty easy. They're pretty flat. I think this thing's been rallied a couple times because these floorboards are punched up. I don't believe they were originally. So I gotta beat them back down, cut out what's real bad, and go ahead and replace it. Which means I gotta pull this seat out. Other than that, oh crap, what else? Oh, fuel pump. I gotta pull that fuel pump off as well, which means I gotta clean off the hood. Pull that fuel pump, So I think I may actually do today now that the lights are starting to warm up some. Throw stuff wherever. That's fine. Yeah, so we might work on that today. I want to pull that off. I suspect when I had a bottle, nursing bottle, run up to it, and was sitting there running it, it was choking down the fuel hard. Like, it was hard on that bottle. So I suspect it's leaking in through past the fuel pump, mechanical fuel pump, and that's not good. Why is there snow in here? Oh, you know, my eaves are kind of open. Never mind. I know why there's snow in here. Snow blowed on that side of the building. Let me see what that also does. This is bare. I never got to it because I couldn't be bothered to move the stuff that was up here. Man. Some good stuff. That also. Alright. So, I'll probably get this thing pushed back a hair and then hood open, some lighting on here. I need better lighting. I got some trouble lights, but they're not great. So, we'll do that. We'll at least get that fuel pump diagnosed and then see if I can get another one. Chances are it came off a Volkswagen or something. So that shouldn't be too bad. But it is nice to be back on the old Goliath nugget, as you can see. So let's hope I can do something today. It's miserable out. I much prefer working in the cold anyways. Not too cold, but it's like 28, 29 out, maybe a little colder. And it's snowing. It's beautiful out. And boy, it is silent. Can't hear anything out here. It's great, even with neighbors. They did do a lot of cutting over there, so I'm concerned about that. There'll probably be a Walgreens and a fucking new high-rise put in a year now. They thinned it out pretty well, so, or another trailer park, who knows. But we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna make some room, pull this thing out, and get something done today. I'll be back. Alright, got that hot rod pushed back. So, this is pretty well how I left it this fall. It's the old bottle nursing tank I had it running off of. New Kubota alternator. She's 12 volt now. So, what we're after is that little guy right down there. And that is going to be our fuel pump. A lot of banjo fittings, but should be able to pull that rig off pretty easily. There. Oh no. Stick on here somewhere. That'll work. Oh, there's one there, one there. So, those are probably 14s. So, we'll grab some tooling. See what we can do. Oh boy. 5/8. That's kind of close. Oh, 15. I'll 15, see what that does. Little neighbor out there in his Dodge playing around. Surprised he didn't catch fire. Just dodgy things. Just check, see if I got the right size first. I'm gonna need extensions. Well, yeah, I was right. I was writing on this thing too, but it's all in friggin' German. Oh boy. Alright. I'm right back. Grab the couple extensions. And we're back. So, oh boy, what was it? 18 mil for these two. Oh my god, I just blinded myself. Oh, I desperately need better lighting. You know what? This thing has a... That's really no better, is it? Well, maybe. It's like an angle. There we go. Can you all still see what I'm even doing? I'm not a camera guy. Hey, look at that. Alright. I lost my phone. Stays there. Doesn't fall over. Probably be okay. So, yeah. Banjo fittings. 18 mil. Away. So this one's going to be our send line to the carburetor. And this guy, they're from. Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. Nope. Yeah. Oh boy. There we go. Setup. We're gonna just go ahead and pull right out of here. It's my nursing tank. Where are you coming? There we go. Keep that together so I know what it is. I got the copper fitting, so I'm not worried about those washers. Wish I would have routed this differently, but oh well. I'll probably bend up a new fuel line for this thing someday too. Longest threads ever. Oh, there we go. Alright. There's that. So, pull her down over here. Come on. There we go. That's where she wants to live. So, I really wish I would have done this differently. That connection's not even tight. Nope, not even tight. Alright, we'll get it right out of the way. And then I'll forget to put it back on in the spring. I wonder, why the heck isn't this thing charging? Well, it's because I didn't put it back on. Alright, now what? So, a bolt and a bolt. What size did I say that was? Oh, I got it. That's going to be a 15? 15. Oh, good. Sorry if this video is probably not going to be super entertaining. I'm not really doing a whole lot, but I imagine somebody that buys one of these Goliaths, when you can find the darn things. You know, this Goliath series is kind of meant to be a tutorial or just an information dump on these cars, because there's not a lot. You go on YouTube, type in Goliath, you see a lot at European car shows with no context, no nothing, just nobody's working on these damn things. So I think the ones people got, they're either already fixed or they just didn't document any of it. Maybe on an old forum that's written in German and hasn't been oh, that's gone forever. Shit. But yeah, anyways, that's how this channel actually started, was just wanting to document this car because I couldn't find anything after I bought it. Bought it and I started looking, I'm like, what the heck? There's nothing on this thing. So, well, we don't plan on doing all, well, at least I know where the floor is. Alright. So, let's get you up here. So there's our fuel pump later. It does work. Let's take a look at those gaskets. So there's two. They're just simple, but there's two of them. Is it meant to be doubled up? Anything else in there? That's our dinker. Oh, that comes out. Should I be pulling that out? What's that? Does it ride on there? I don't know. We're going to put it back for now. There goes my bolts. I need to get a better camera because using a cell phone, it does not fit in there. Alright, so these were like that. So that rod comes out, rides on the cam, and just ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Alright. I mean, these gaskets aren't torn or anything. No. No, they don't look terrible. I could make those. I'm not even gonna bother looking for OEM ones, but it's essentially the situation. Oh yeah, just stinks away right in there. All right, well that's inconclusive. There's some markings on it. Let's get a rag. I might have to go out to the. Oh no, I got one right there. Powder on top of here. So at least give us a chance to clean it up. I thought for sure fuel was moving down in through into the crankcase. It's like the oil smells a little gassy, but again, that could be ring sealing and who knows what else. So this stuff works great for cleaning parts. It's just top engine cleaner and lube. That's great. It foams on this stuff, so if you don't have brake clean, this stuff lasts a lot longer with brake clean too, to be honest. So the shop's a mess. I'm sorry guys. Or am I? Nobody knows. There we go. We'll give her a clean at least. That's the least we could do. Like I say, this does work fine, which is awesome. I thought maybe there'd be some mechanical means of keeping the fuel out. I guess if it's just those gaskets, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm thinking like domestic stuff. It could be leaking right down through and then just waltzing right in. So we're going to have to actually work this thing and see how that diaphragm is. That diaphragm could have a hole in it. It also acts like it kind of starves for fuel, which I could chalk up to the carburetor just being a gummy mess. That's the other thing I forgot. We got to rebuild that carburetor. She's grody. Luckily, it's the same as what you'd find on a Volkswagen Beetle or bus, or like a Solex 26 or something 26, PCI 26, something like that. Super easy, super cheap rebuild kits, tons and tons of documentation. So we'll be good there. I do wish I had some brake clean here. I do have brake clean. It's in the truck. But it's snowing out there. Let me go get the freaking brake clean. Alright, you talked me into it. Alright, back with the brake clean. Spotted a weep hole. Show you here in a second. I know I've said it in other videos on this car. This car cleans up nice. It doesn't really fight me, except for the cooling lines underneath. Those were in like an early video on this thing. They're coolant line routing and stuff. What a pain in the butt. Now I'm trying to reuse what I can too, because you're not really getting parts for this thing. That cooling system is probably all Borgward. They probably didn't borrow it off anyone. I'm not They could have. I'm not super knowledgeable on European cars other than Saabs. That's about it. I'm very much still, despite not owning any Saabs, I'm very much a Saab guy. Still. I don't own any right now. I own a handful though. And I will get another one. I want to dip my toe into the Volvo sphere though. I think I might get myself a Volvo. It was either that. I'm either buying a Volvo or a plow truck this year. And I got snowblowers. I got more snowblowers than just that. And I can't really put a plow on my 1-ton because it's got a tow hitch up there. It's an IFS, so I don't really want to hang 600 pounds out the front of it. So there's our fuel pump. See if anyone there can recognize what she says. I can make out Deutsch, German, Verigas, gas, something to do with gas. I don't know. German gas shaft. Roughly translated. Same thing, or? No. So I don't know. What's that say, guys? What is the writing on here? Some more there. Same? Is that a no? Is that like the manufacturer? I'm going to have to look that up, and because I'm curious now. So, man. I guess I'm going to hook that intake line back up to it, and then just run this thing with my finger with some like chainsaw gas in there. Just get some... I have been running saw gas in there, or 2-stroke gas, just to get everything lubricated. So this does have some little bit of lubrication added to it, but I really want to check to see if that seal is... Actually, maybe I'll do a little research first. I'm going to see if I can get rebuild kits for this. So if I can, let's just go ahead and rebuild it. Because there's no sense in wondering when this is going to fail, because this car did sit for 40 some odd years outside and inside, and it's had a lot of climates. Let's go ahead and plan to do it, little things like this the right way. Big things like the floorboards, we're not doing that the right way. So where am I supposed to get sheet metal for that? No. I got road signs. That'll be fine. You'll never tell. It's underneath the car. So let me do a little bit of research on this rig, and I will come back with what I've learned. It's the plow track. Alright. Did some research. This is a DVG brand, which would later go on to become part of Pureberg. This is an original, of course, to the unit. Something that Borgward, Goliath, Lloyd, Hansa, and Auto Union, DKW, would have used. It is, as we assume, push rod activated on the cam eccentric. And they're, oh Christ, what did it say? 2 to 2.5 or 3 to 3.5 psi of delivery. And good news is, they still make rebuild kits for it. They're very rebuildable. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I will do an autopsy on this one, probably later on at my house where it's warm and I have a cleaner bench to go ahead and do that with. So it looks pretty simple. Plus I'm going to take this apart, soak it, and get it real nice and clean, put back on the car. So that's neat. So yeah, let's go with that, and then of course I'll film that, the autopsy, and we'll see just what leaks inside of these diaphragms. I did read it is a fabric reinforced diaphragm, so you know for sure this thing is crunchy and gooey, and like it probably worked fine enough, but it was definitely spilling fuel down and through. Like I bet if I go run my finger in there, well, that was going to be oil anyways. I was going to say the gas is evaporated by now, but there should be an oily 2-stroke residue. But yeah, DVG was the company, or Deutsch Vergasser Gesellschaft? I don't know, I'm sorry. You know. Snowplow. Oh yeah, what a rig. What a rig. Alright. So let's set this aside. We'll go look, see what we've learned. We've learned that fuel pump's in a really good spot. This is the old fuel line for the tank. Oh, of course you can't see it. Look at that. Yeah. Glad I unhooked that early in the process. So this guy just runs thump, 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 thump. Oops, Jesus Christ. Thump, 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 that kind of a deal. It's weird that it's got plenty of oil in it, which is nice. Oops. That's kind of a weird. That's machined in there though, so I don't think there's any wear coming from that. We'll go ahead and wipe this down too. I know my fingers probably have a bunch of gunk on them. Get one of those chest rigs for the camera. You get a better camera also, but I do not want what do they call it, the big one, action cameras, whatever dumb name they have. Because all I hear are problems about those. This is no better, I guess, having a full size. Trying to do this with a Samsung phone. Let me take it out of the dingus end so I can get you guys down there and actually see it. Right there. So that's right into there. Yeah, that's that. Alright, well, I'm going to pause there. I'm going to fish the 2 bolts that I dropped and put them back on the studs. I will absolutely lose those in the shop. I'm working on organizing it. I don't know. I always come in here and I'm like, good. It's a good organizing day today. That's what we're going to do. And then I start on it. I find something else that I want to do. Or some hidden little gem that I forgot I had. I go, oh, I'll just take care of that real quick. And then real quick turns into 4 hours. And then I want to go home because I actually don't live here. Oops, wrong stud. This is a family property, so I live kind of in the city, small city. Which is why I appreciate coming here because it's right silent out. Except for when I'm die grinding or using the metal saw or something like that. Then I disturb the peace. Oops, I keep turning this phone too. What an asshole. I'm bad at this. I think next steps, we're going to go ahead and pull this carburetor off, and I'm going to take that home with me as well because I really want to get cooking on this poor car. She deserves better than I've given her thusly. So we're going to go ahead and pull this carb off and go from there. We'll see how much of it I can do one-handed. This is my 10-year employee appreciation gift. A Swiss Army knife champ. I'm going to use to undo this bolt here. Why is hood level? Well, it's probably a bad idea putting the lanyard on it. I probably have a flathead screwdriver sitting right behind me though. But we're going to struggle with that because it's cool. Oh, you know something? That just takes the top off. We don't need that. That just takes this top guy off. I assume this is oil bath. I've never played with it. Uh-oh, right there. Anyway, I look through the camera to figure this out. Can't. There we go. Now we can. There it is. I'm gonna go get a regular flathead. It's for the birds. Perfect. Do you guys like how I keep turning the camera the wrong way? Back and forth, back and forth. Once I get a real camera, it probably won't be an issue. I just, I felt like, oh my goodness. What is going on there? Can I just rip this off? Yep. Alright, so we know to hit that with some goo, which we will. But first, I'll take that off. Which is not the 15. I'll pull 15 back off. Make you guys sick, the process. There we go. Put the dingus camera back into its little dingus holster. There. Set that on top of some American iron. Why? I've had this off so many times. Genuinely have. There we go. I'm gonna keep this relatively handy. Come on. This. Alright. Alright, we're back. I had to take that glass bowl off. Had a lot of crap down in there as well. I'm just hanging out, so I'm probably going to take that with me as well and give her a clean. There's a gasket. Ugh, God, that's hard. So, I don't know. Maybe that's one that I made when I first brought this thing home. Yeah, that's oh boy. That's not the gasket I put in there, is it? It is. That gas made that rock hard. Is this what ethanol shit does to cork? I made that gasket when we first brought it home because it was the fuel pump when I was running it would just pour right out because the old gasket was rotten. That is rock hard, and that's less than a year old. Look at all this crystalline. Man, what are they doing with our gas? Alright. That sucks. I do have a couple places that do non-ethanol gas. I put this somewhere safe so it doesn't fall. But I shouldn't have to fight with stuff like that. But here we are. Well, oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna pull this off. How is it? Just bolted from the bottom? What the heck? It's so funny, these little tiny intake runners. Just the little itty bitty things. One per cylinder. It makes you wonder what kind of power you could get out of one of these. Because a lot of this is just regular old tubing. Like, well, I guess I can't go one to each cylinder because it's got one runner per 2 cylinders. You follow them down. These are heat risers. That's sending exhaust gas up and just warming this whole setup. But well, I kind of want to take one of those runners off the head and see what it looks like. See if there's individual ports. I bet someone was crafty. They could make a dual runner kind of system, bigger pipes, bigger everything. He's got dual exhaust though, by virtue of it being true duals. I don't even think they cross over anywhere. It's basically a hot rod. So let's figure out how this thing comes off, I guess. Well, That's gonna be, oh no. What? What the fuck? That's gonna be miserable to take off of there. I don't know, let's see if you all can see it. But, I'll find it with the camera. Alright. I can't find it through the camera. That's how garbage is gonna be to take off. Oh, because it's down under this thing. Well, anyways, there's a bolt. You can kind of see it. Well, a stupid ad popped up or something. Notification. And I clicked it. Yeah, that nut. Oh, come on. See that bolt right there? Right above. God damn it. This thing. Yeah, it's going to be fun to get out. That one, more fun, but less fun also. But that one, much less fun. Alright. Did y'all happen to see what size that was while you were down there? Oh, no. I don't know. 13 millimeters? Possibly, I'll be back. I got 100 inches in here. So, yeah, I intended on putting this car up on a lift too. Not a lift, but I don't have that kind of money. But oh, hey, it's loose. But up on jack stands, so I don't have to. I don't know if y'all have gotten the full scope of how tiny this car really is. And it's no micro car. But in terms of a 6 foot, 300 pound American working on this thing, it's hilarious. I couldn't have grabbed a longer wrench, I guess. Sorry if my head's in the way also. So is this nutting off? I need to make a mental note of how this is all run too. I want to rebuild this. I know they make copies of these, and I absolutely will not buy rehashed new Chinese garbage. This is, even the way it is currently, it's literally better than anything you can get out of fucking China. Don't listen to the young kids and stuff and people just starting out, if any of you are watching. Do not throw old stuff like this out. Like that fuel pump, I could probably find something that'll work and bolt up to that and be alright from China. Who knows? Maybe not. But carbs, these are popular carbs. You can get them all day long for $60, $70, brand new, with a bunch of dumb shit that you're never going to need bundled up with it. Don't. Resist it. Buy the $30 rebuild kit for this. That's made in Germany or made in wherever, not China. I even found US made ones, Canadian made ones. Everybody makes these kits. Buy one of those. Rebuild what you have. This OEM stuff's not going to last forever. So the longer you keep it in circulation, the less crap China gets to build and send to us. Now, this isn't a China hating thing. This is a hating Chinese manufacturing and quality. It's not so much the manufacturing, it's the quality of what they do manufacture. Oh my god. This is going to be bad. How? There's no... I was like, I need a little... Well, I'm not taking this plate off to do that. It's right under there. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh my god. Damn it, Germany. What the hell? Alright, so I gotta take these stupid things off. They're square, but luckily a 13 kind of fits on them. I'm not gonna say it's right, but it's right here. Oh, this is the point where I wish I had raised this car. Put it up on jack stands. My back's not great. That's fine. Why is this here? What purpose do you think that was? This little baffle I'm taking off. And may or may not put back on. Anybody know? It's actually going to make my life easier if I leave it off. I don't plan on driving this thing in the winter, so if this was those cold German nights, what the heck? Some stampings on it, but I don't know. I'm just gonna take it off. And then if it finds its way back on, cool. Opens up this engine bay a little bit though. Wasn't very big, but the engine bay is not very big, so what are you gonna do? So I wish I had a shop manual for this rig. Alright, now can I get in there? I'm gonna go find a shorter 13. This thing's a foot long. I'll be back. Alright, this one is like 1/8 of an inch shorter. I have stubbies, they're in my truck, but I don't want to allow it to my truck. That wire's right in the way. Hey, she's loose. Alright, y'all make a mental note where all the linkages go. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll give her a big clean off. And let me go find some Croil or something to put on those because I don't want to snap anything off. Well, now I gotta go up to the top. That's where I'll go. Oh, knocking my feet off, and oh, I hit my heel just right. Just all of it. This stuff's pretty good. I try a new one every time, and sometimes I'm happy with them, and then I go back to the store to get another thing, and They don't make them anymore. Store quit carrying it. So I'm going to leave that a little dummy in there because I'll be able to pull some of the stuff off. So that's my choke lever. I'm going to do one of those. And we'll get a little tiny baby hex for that. I don't know, 8? Try an 8. Yeah, I'm good at this. Well, me, a pair of pliers too. Hold it here. That's all she is. So I'll leave that there. Wait, is that push through? So that's through it. There we go. Probably do with a new choke cable at some point in its life. Alright. Do that later. What about that? How's that in there? I'll answer it once. I need more light. I see a tiny little flathead in there. That must be a set screw of sorts, so I go get a tiny flathead. I don't have one of those. Oh boy. Man. Best I got right there. This is what I mean, this car. It does not fight me. Like, look at it. None of this has any reason to come apart. It doesn't. It's just coming apart. I will lose that screw. Oh no. Alright, I'm going to put it in my pocket. A little set screw. Now let's finish pulling this bolt off so I can drop it on the floor. Solex 28. Solex 28 PCI. I was close. What did I say? 26? Is that even a thing? So I have this one off. Oh, there's a giant ass spider on my car. I don't know if you can see him. He's down there on the little transverse spring. Moving kind of slow, bud. Shouldn't you be napping somewhere? Right, there's one. So you're gonna have to lift this in order to get these out. There's two. There's that. Pull that out. Pull that out. There is our carburetor in all of her glory. There's her tiny little throat. Let's stuff something in there, huh? But that's her Solex 23 something, 28. Solex 28 PCI. An original. Oh, we got some more Deutsch stuff going on up here. Oh, it's the same company. I don't even focus, you fuck. Yeah, once I get cleaned off and get this on the bench. Volkswagen! She's a Volkswagen. I do not like Volkswagens. They're cool. I wouldn't own one. I don't like the way they're built. I don't like the weird stuff Volkswagen does. Maybe they did stuff differently back now. But by and large, any of the newer Volkswagens I have, holy cow. If you like them, cool. More power to you. I bet that badge has a lot of cool stuff written on it. Yeah, if you like Volkswagen, cool. Old stuff, I probably would jive with a lot more, but anything after probably mid-80s or whatever, I don't know. That shit's weird. And, you know, these guys had a checkered past anyways on account of the whole angry man with a mustache thing during the late 30s. Borgward did too, though. So that's a good little segue into another little conversation about Borgwards, Goliath, Hansa, stuff like that. They were definitely affected by the war, and I don't believe, I mean, I know that they did or were required to construct military vehicles for that regime. Whether Carl Borgward was okay with that, I think a lot of companies just kind of had to go along. I don't have any evidence, nor have I heard or read of any evidence that says he was an openly willing participant in the manufacturing scale of that particular army or military. I mean, I know a lot of companies like Volkswagen probably jumped on the opportunity to make a buck and toted that flag. I really think Borgward, I'm hoping, was more of a, well, it's either this or we just don't have a company anymore. So they were able to rebuild, and I know they lost pretty much all of their factories. Maybe I'll do a little information dump someday. There's quite a few good articles on the history of this company, which I think deserves to be known because not a lot of people know these guys. You know? Look at that. What a sassy. It's even got the firing order on there. Goliath 1100. So looking at this thing too. So this data plate says 1958. But everyone I talked to, especially one gentleman who had a friend that used to build these in Bremen, says that dash is a 1957. And a few other little things here and there. He's like, yeah, that's 57 all day long. So I don't know. Maybe they did kind of the same thing where you know, they had 57 model years left over at the end of 57 and said, hey, slap a 1958 on there and send her on to the salesman. Who knows? I don't care. I think they're pretty well identical. There may have been little tiny differences here and there. Nothing crazy. So, that's not big enough to shove in there, so let me go get a proper rag. I'll bring this over. It's a cute little carburetor. I just fucking adorable. Let's shove this rag in there. Not good enough for this old girl. Another side note, a while ago when I was doing the oil change on this thing, I was looking all over, like, where the hell's the oil filter go? I can't find an oil filter for it for sale, except for these weird little screen things. Yeah, it turns out these just don't have oil filters. They got screens that go over the oil drain nut. You pull it off and there's just a metal screen there. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but who knows? I don't. Which one of these can I take down? I just like, it was a fun little comparison. That's your standard Quadrajet, and then your little Solex. Yeah, I think we can put one of those on there. Think she'd blow up? Who knows? We're not going to do it though, because this is the wife's car, and I have to treat it right. So up onto mount carburetor that Quadrajet goes. Well, I think I'm going to pack up in the shop, get this stuff loaded up into my truck, and put these things away, get packed up in here, grab some chemicals, and go ahead and go home where it's warm, and I can tear into those, and we can hopefully learn some more about them, how they work. I'm sure there's tons about the Solex. I'm not worried about that. But that fuel pump, I think I'd be interested in digging into. I may even bring my gasket set with me. I'm gonna look, see if there's like die cut ones that somebody's made, proper ones. But there we have it. That's what we're gonna do here physically with the car today. We'll finish up some more of those, and then next time we come back over, I'm gonna put a battery on the charge. I'll just give this thing a fire off. You know, once the carburetor's rebuilt, we'll go ahead and fire it up. I think she deserves to breathe a little bit this winter, sorry. And then I'm sure there's tons of other little things around here. I really need to make a list of this stuff. I desperately need to make a big piece of cardboard. I need a whiteboard in here so I can write down everything I need to do, because I genuinely forget a lot. Especially with multiple projects going. You know, I drive this thing every day, every chance I get. But boy, it's still a project truck. Oh, look, it's a Charlie. Charles. Bad boy. Little snowcat. Yep, so Charles is still here. Just so you're aware, in case any of y'all are wondering. Charlie's shop cat. There he goes behind. That's a Volkswagen I'm fixing for a friend of mine. Not the reason I dislike Volkswagen, but a reason I dislike Volkswagen. And I guess I'm biased. I've owned I may have owned a Volkswagen at some point. I've owned over 300 cars. I can name a lot of them just from memory, and I have pictures of even more. Just put a collage together. I have to find them though, because some are like Polaroids, some are old like prints that you get from one place or another. And then, boy. You know, if I had a new fucking pickup truck, I wouldn't be setting this greasy thing right on the seat. I'll tell you that for free. Oh no. Oh. It just adds flavor. Yeah, it's a good truck. I love these trucks too. Don't get a 95, but these OBS trucks are hot right now, and they're only going to get hotter. And they're actually really good trucks. If it's already a pile and it's rotted, don't touch it. Don't touch the 95s. Other than that, try to stay away from the 4.3 models. They're fine. There's just a 350 with two cylinders lopped off. But boy, they're pigs. They really are. So yeah, try to stay away from the 5.3s, the 4.3s. 305s are fine, you know, whatever. Ultimately, you're probably gonna want to swap motors anyways. I don't this spring after. I say after. When I do more work to the 54, I get that more in like a fit that I'm happy with, then I do have plans in the works to go ahead and I don't know, engine swap. I have my gallon of stuff here. I had a gallon of carb cleaner. I don't know if I put it here, if it's at my shop at home. I think it's at home. That's fine. I can buy more. Yeah, anyways. 4.3, stay away. 95s, a lot of 1 year only stuff. I love the 88 to 94s, the ones with the TBI injection. Those were by and far more reliable of the two, because then they went to that Vortec injection till 98, 99, thereabouts. So they do not make a lot of power. They suck on fuel. There's a lot of other really bad things, but they're fantastic trucks. They're just reliable. They're loyal trucks. Never been left on the side of the road by this thing. It's got almost 300,000 miles on it. Uh-oh. What the hell happened here? Oh no. I sucked up the old strap on the side of the four-wheeler. Really should have two hands, but I'm carrying y'all right now. Well, what the hell, man? That wound right up in there, isn't it? I didn't know there was even that much cord on that thing. I saw it just grab the edge of it. I didn't stop because I did a little snow blowing when I got here, just in front of the shop. I thought it'd be shitty if it took this bearing out. That's what they do, is they'll wrap. Oh yeah, see it spreading the whole. I don't know if you just saw it spring. It's spreading the chute up part. I saw that. I'm glad I don't have to cut it out. Careful what you run over these things. Oh, yeah. Let's spread that thing right out. That's not good. Oh, wasn't that much on there when I started, but alright, whatever. Yeah, run this off. This will go away eventually. So it freezes. Snow hits it and everything. Yeah, good enough. Alright. I think I'll see y'all at home. I don't think I need anything here. I got paper towels and shit at home, so yeah, we'll yeah, we're good. I got brushes and stuff at home probably. Alright, so yeah, we'll I'll catch back up. Why not, right? Why not? Alright, I'm gonna say bye to my grandmother, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. We want Cat. Cat's joining us. you. So it looks fine. It's wet down there though. Latches into. It's wet. Ooh. Thing just smell like gas. Yeah, that's it right there. seem right. Clean up what's here. What you doing, dude? Yeah. Oh, it goes right there. Yeah. Hey, doofus. Yeah, there. No. It just sits right in there. So, I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild this. All right. I'll buy a new one. These are, yep, safe for use with ethanol. Oh, here's 100. It's from J-Bugs. The part number. Probably an easier way to do this, but there we go. Oh. Wait for a rebuild kit. Let's take a look at this thing. At least on the inside. Doof doof. Don't know what it means. What are you doing, Doofus? I don't know what I was expecting. Plastic. Let's see if that floats. I think I know why that carb wasn't great.
Yeah?
There's like half an inch of goo
Ew.
in the bottom of it, yeah. I thought it was just the bottom of the bowl. It's just nastiness. Ugh. Ooh. Comes up. That's the needle. Right there. All right. Yeah, that was hanging on the bottom. Yep. I'm gonna put this back together. Yeah. That is the fuel pump rebuild. And there's our kit. Let's compose the new float.